Hello, lovelies. Welcome to a mini-sode of the Limitless Podcast. On this podcast, we talk a lot about social media and brand marketing and about what it takes to show up boldly, but what happens when your followers are already fans of your social presence, but want to take a step further, but are not really ready to buy. So they're somewhere in between. This is where email marketing comes in, and email is normally that second step of what I like to call the social sales pipeline. So this is where social media is like you're like waving to your new interested customer. Email is more like shaking hands. So you really get to know each other. You're ready to make that personal touch contact. And then if we're using this as a full pipeline, buying from you is giving a full hug to each other. Like you're ready to do something together, or they're really interested in being with you. So a subscriber ultimately, though, is someone who's taking a much larger step than a follower. So giving their email is an act of trust, but also a desire to be in the know more than anyone else about your business. So keeping this in mind, let's talk about the do's and don'ts about email marketing. Let's start with the do's. So share more in your email than you do on social media. So I did not say in that statement that you should come up with something completely new. So you post one thing on social, you post something else on email. I'm actually saying that if you are going to share about a particular topic or a particular story, you can put it in both places. But your email, you give just a little more. Maybe that's you give more actionable steps. Maybe it's about sharing more of your personal story or a client story. In general, whenever you are writing about a particular topic in email, think of how can they just feel a little more special, get a little more insight than if they were a social media follower. Another do is to let them get to know you better. So if there's anything to be said, email should be where if they don't already feel like you're a close friend or a friend when they follow you on social media, the email should feel like that even closer. So for small businesses, especially thinking about how that letter style email has been able to show a higher level of engagement rate. So for many of you, just giving some background here, a letter style email is exactly how it sounds. Instead of you getting this like branded graphic, a whole bunch of things to click on, it is like in your inbox receiving a direct letter from that business in some way. So I like to look at letter style emails almost like these, little love notes from time to time that you're sending over to your subscribers so that they can really get to know you. So this means you have this opportunity to warm up a lead by getting a little more personal. So this can look like overcoming a challenge or even the backstory or simply a fun fact about yourself. So this inside look is something that sometimes we're just not able to fully give or have the room to give on social media or in the captions. So let them feel special by sharing pieces of your story in your email. Another do is to sell more and sell often in your email. Do not be shy. Do not be shy when it comes to your newsletter. This is where you can link to sales pages. You can share about what's coming up. You can give them the preview before it's even ready. So whenever someone is signing up for a newsletter, it actually does come with expectations. In general, more people believe that they are going to be the first to know about discounts, about new offers when they give an email. It's part of how all of this email marketing in the past, 10-ish years has trained us to believe that. So each and every email can lead to a sale. Each and every email can have at the very least a link or a mention of a program you are currently building. Subscribers on average have a higher buying intent. So you're going to get a better conversion rate. So do not feel that you don't sell in an email. I can tell you, sometimes I will read through a whole email and the first thing that comes to my mind is lost opportunity. Like they wrote this fantastic letter style email, or they wrote this thing that was full of a valuable information that I'm like, oh, wow, she really knows what she's talking about. Or this business is helping me with so many things. And then they're like, okay, bye. wait for the next email, and there's nowhere to go. So sell more and sell often in your email. Now, those are the do's. What you shouldn't do. What don't you do? So the don'ts. If you email once, don't expect much. Don't email once a month. You want to make sure that you create a bit of a routine. So visibility, especially in email, comes from sticking to a routine. I recommend weekly, but of course, if email marketing is brand new to you, biweekly is okay. If you rarely send an email, this is what's happening. If you only send it once a month or you rarely send it, you are more likely to be seen as spam. Studies actually have shown that subscribers will forget that they even signed up if you just sparingly send out an email. So they'll mark you as spam, aside from the email systems marking you as spam. So sending email often is important. Even if you send email often and they don't open every email, understand that you are still getting visibility by being seen in their inbox. So if they see your name on a regular basis, it's not that they don't want to open their email. They're like, oh, there's something going on over there. I'll get to that email. That is also increasing your trust and visibility according to data. So being more present in people's inboxes, aside from, the open rates, the click-throughs, all of the things, it will build trust in your community according to data. So not just saying these things. Also, too, don't forget to use links throughout your email. Nothing worse than a missed opportunity. If you've done the work to share with your subscribers, give them a place to go and often. Link off to sales pages, Instagram posts if you don't have sales pages yet, blog posts. In general, if they already love the content in your email, you are giving them a path to continue. So I usually recommend about 5 to 7 links per email. That can be from clicking photos, that can be direct hyperlinks. All of that is to make sure that they have a path to take after they've engaged with your email itself. Also, don't expect high click-through or open rates. So I think one thing to know is that whenever someone starts an email marketing for their business, they expect 100% open rates and how this all works. Let's tell you the averages. So on average, open rates for the service-based industry are between 20 and 25%. This is the people who click open your email. For e-commerce, that's 12 to 18%. So this is your guiding post. Let's look at click-through rates. On average, across the board, click-through rates, meaning they've opened the email and they've clicked the links in there, is at 2 to 3%. Some media companies are a little higher, mostly because they usually send a lot of news articles at 4 to 5%. So just considering if right now you are above those numbers, at those numbers, celebrate that, because that is just how email works. Email is a different animal than social media, so treat it as such. When your numbers are at or above, make sure that you see that as a good sign that you're getting higher engagement with your email audience. So email is an essential part of your marketing ecosystem. So take these notes and consider how your email marketing is working or not working for you. But if you want more about email marketing or just this topic altogether, follow or DM me on Instagram at Jamie Ratterman and tell me you would like a full episode. I'm listening, I promise.